Elias Rowan had survived a lot in life. War, loss, the quiet, lonely weight of raising a child alone, but nothing absolutely. Nothing could have prepared him for waking up to a Dragon Diplomat curled against his chest, wearing his shirt, squeezing it tight like a lifeline. For a few seconds, still half asleep, he simply blinked at the ceiling of his small farmhouse on Terra 5, wondering if this was one of those exhaustion-induced dreams. Then he felt movement, a breath on his collarbone, and a voice, soft, melodic, trembling. "Please, don't send me back." Elias shot upright so fast he nearly launched himself out of bed. A woman, no. Dragon with shimmering silver hair and faint scales tracing her jawline stared back at him with huge, luminous amethyst eyes. Her elegant horns curved back like a crown, yet she hugged his oversized shirt around herself as if it were armor. Elias' brain failed to provide any reasonable explanation. "What?" he whispered. The dragon woman swallowed, pulling the fabric closer. I am Lyriath, third emissary of the draconic sovereignty." Her voice cracked. "And last night I fled for my life." Elias stared. She looked like a diplomat, talked like a diplomat, but she was trembling like a terrified child. 1 day earlier, Elias' life was normal. Elias' world had been simple. Fix machinery in his barn. Keep Terra 5's weather shields from shorting out. Make sure his 7-year-old daughter, Mia, brushed her teeth and didn't fill the toaster with marbles to see what happens. That last one was a losing battle. Ever since his wife died, every day had been a careful balance between chaos and love. He was tired bone deep. Tired, but Mia's smile kept him going. They lived on the outer border of Terra 5, far from threats, far from politics. Humans and dragons had been at peace for nearly a century anyway, so when the skies ripped open last night with a sonic boom, and something crashed near his property, Elias thought it was a meteor. He grabbed his flashlight, walked into the night, found broken branches, a crater, and a trail of glowing silver blood, and then a woman collapsed into his arms. Whispering in a language he barely understood, he carried her home, bandaged her wounds, gave her one of his shirts, because her robes were ruined, and then exhaustion took him under. He didn't expect to wake up with her clutching him like a lifeline. Back to the present. Elias rubbed his face. "All right. Let's slow down. Why are you in my shirt?" Lyriath's cheeks heated, a faint silver flush shimmering across them. It smelled safe. "Safe? You smell like—" She hesitated, searching for the word. "Home." Elias' heart did a strange, painful flip he didn't ask for. He stood, trying to gather his composure. "Look, I don't know what happened, but if someone's after you, we need to call the authorities." The Dragon Diplomat shook her head violently. "No. If they find me first, 5 will burn." Elias froze. "Explain." Lyriath's hands trembled as she wrung the hem of his shirt. "The sovereignty is fractured. There are factions who do not want peace with humans. I was on my way to negotiate for unity when my ship was attacked. By who?" She whispered the word like a death sentence. "Dragons." Mia enters the room. The door burst open. "Dodd is breakfast." Mia stopped mid-sentence. "Blink, blink, blink." Her eyes went wide. "Daddy, why is there a dragon lady wearing your clothes?" Elias opened his mouth, closed it, opened it again. "Because adult reasons." "Ooh." Mia scrunched her nose. Is she your girlfriend? Liriath's face turned 12 shades of flustered. No. Wee, she flailed, silver hair whipping around. I simply required shelter. Elias pointed at Lyraith. Elias pointed at Mia. Elias pointed at the universe. I need coffee. The truth comes out once Mia was settled with cereal. Elias kept her within eyesight in case the situation escalated into dragonfire. Liriath finally explained everything. There is a dragon warlord, General Cavian. He opposes peace with humanity. He believes humans are unpredictable, dangerous, too powerful despite their short lives. Elias frowned. We've barely expanded past our own star cluster. That is precisely what terrifies them. Liriath's eyes were heavy, knowing every species takes thousands of years to reach the stars. Humans needed only hundreds. Elias blinked. Thanks. It is not a compliment. It is a warning. She leaned forward. Humans learn fast, adapt fast, and when you decide to protect something, you don't stop, ever. Her voice was soft, almost reverent. Elias felt something uncomfortable twist in his chest. Kavaran attacked your ship to start a war, Elias guessed. Liriath nodded. If I die on human soil, he can claim you murdered a sovereign diplomat. And if we hide you, then he will destroy Terra 5 to retrieve my body. Elias exhaled slowly. Of course, his quiet farming life wasn't allowed to stay quiet. He stood, rubbing the bridge of his nose. All right. So what do you want me to do? Liriath looked at him like he was the only person left in the galaxy she trusted. Protect me, Elias stared at her. I fix tractors. Her voice dropped to a whisper. I know. And you still came running into the dark to save a stranger. That is why I chose you. The attacked her house. Shook. Dishes rattled. Mia's cereal bowl nearly fell off the table. Elias grabbed her and pulled her behind him. Just as the window shuddered from a pressure, Liriath's pupils narrowed to slits. He's here. Elias' blood ran cold. Outside the air rippled with heat as a massive silhouette descended. Wings like molten steel, scales burning with internal fire. General Kevin did the only thing his instincts allowed. He stood between the monster and the two people behind him, a human, unarmed, single father with nothing but stubbornness and fear, landed with a thunderous impact. Human. The general growled. Give me the girl. Liriath flinched behind Elias. He didn't move. No. Kavan's molten eyes narrowed. You refuse a command from a sovereign general. Elias swallowed hard. My daughter is behind me. So is a wounded woman. His voice shook, but he kept his footing. I don't care what species you are. You're not touching them. Cavian laughter, terrible, rumbling sound that shook the air. A human protecting a dragon diplomat. Pathetic. Elias clenched his fists. She asked for help. That's enough. HFY moment. Humans don't back. Down Kevin exhaled a plume of fire. Elias felt heat sting his face, but he kept standing. Something primal flickered in Kevin's eyes, a moment of hesitation. Liriath stepped forward, voice trembling. General, please end this. I am coming to unite our people, not destroy them. Silence. Cavian roared. He raised a clawed hand and Elias moved without thinking. He grabbed a metal farming rod from the porch and slammed it into the ground between them. Touch her, he growled, and you'll have to go through me. Cavaron paused. You would die for her. Elias' voice was quiet. For her. For my daughter. For anyone who needs me. Liriath sucked in a breath. Caviron stared at the human who refused to fear him, and then he stepped back. This is why humans are dangerous. His voice was low. You protect what is not yours. You bond with anyone. You fight with nothing but stubbornness and heart. He pointed a claw at Elias, and that is why the galaxy will fear you, human. He turned, wings unfurling. Enjoy your victory. It will be your last. With a blast of heat, he launched into the sky. After the attack, the farm was silent again. Mia peeked from behind Elias. Daddy, are we gonna die? Elias knelt and hugged her tight. Not today. Not ever if I can help it. Liriath stared at him with something like awe. Elias Rowan. Her voice was barely audible. You changed the course of 2 empires today, he sighed. I just protected who needed protecting. She stepped closer, closer. Then she whispered something that froze him in place. And that is why I choose you, human. Elias blinked. Choose me for what? Her amethyst eyes glowed. For the Alliance. And for me. Elias' brain, REBOOTED. Mia gasped dramatically. Oh my God, Dad, she likes you. Elias nearly fainted. Ending, but not an ending. Liriath stayed. Because Caviron wouldn't stop. Because Elias' farm was no longer just a farm. It was the heart of a new alliance. Human, dragon, family, 3 lives. Colliding into a future none of them expected. But all of them needed. And Elias. He finally understood the words that had woken him that morning. Please. Don't send me back. Because she hadn't been running from something. She had been running to him, asterisk.